Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, KW South Bay. How's everyone doing today? Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being on today's sales meeting. We got a lot of great stuff, updates, stats, and more so, a guest speaker that's going to be coming to you and providing you with some amazing value as well. You guys ready to get started? Awesome. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. All right, please make sure to silence your phones. Make sure you're on silent, please. Okay, out of respect for one another. Let's continue our mission, our belief, and our vision to provide an agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our beliefs: when the value of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision: to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of choice. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, just a reminder, your support team here. These are the individuals that are here to support you and your business. Okay, so if you have any questions, these are the go-to people. Okay, let's continue. Next slide. Friendly reminder, starting February, okay, we have our team meeting from Wednesdays afternoons to Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning, okay? So instead of lunch, we're going to be doing breakfast, okay? We wanted to switch it up in 2026, and many years ago, we used to have our sales meetings on Thursdays and then right into our broker tour. So we're going to give it a shot starting February that week. Team meetings will be changed from Wednesdays to Thursdays. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, I want to welcome our newest agents to the office. If you're here, can you please say hello? If we have Lewis, where's Lewis? Lewis is not here. Tyler, and then Zena. They're not here? Okay. They might be running a little late. So if you do get a chance to meet with them, please say hello and tell them welcome to KW South Bay. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, I want to congratulate all of the amazing agents that capped. So congratulations to Brandon Beers. Let's give him a round of applause. He was kind of shy and he says, I'll take it from you at the office, not at the team meeting. So he's a great closer and he's really, really good. Been in the industry for quite some time. Also, Andrew also congratulations for capping. So let's give him a round of applause. Who else? Who's next? All right. So we have, oh yeah, Carol. Is Carol here? Hey, come on up here. Awesome. Congratulations. And here's your plaque. You made it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit of how that experience you were able to cap this past year.
It's a 1031 exchange in another state, which I'm only allowed, I don't have a license in that state. So you usually only get a referral fee. So when I called the agent and said, hey, I have somebody who wants to buy this property, he said, okay, great, write the LOI. I'm like, well, if I'm going to write the LOI, I'm going to get a 2% commission. So I wrote the LOI and I said, the agent gets a 2% referral fee. So my referral fee was 2% on a $3.5 million property.
Wow.
So yeah, instead of, usually it's 25% for a referral, right? But he didn't want to represent both sides. So beautiful. I don't have any problem with that. And I didn't have to do anything because of a referral. They used attorneys. I don't know if you're familiar with out of state, but a lot of times they use attorneys and they do title is the escrow. So they have an attorney that does everything for me. So anyway, I feel like I didn't earn it.
So that we're clear here, you say that you became a capper on a referral. You were not even involved in the actual transaction. How about that?
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I tried to get him to do it, but he was like, no, you just write it. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to write it, I'm doing the job, right? So I'm going to ask for 2%. And so that's what I did. Yeah. It was some friends who were exchanging something in Texas, which I didn't get the referral on that. That's okay. They sold something in Texas and we're looking for a triple net lease. I don't know if you guys are familiar with triple nets, but anyway, I'm very familiar with those and they're kind of my specialty as well. So anyway, they trusted me enough to call them and get them involved. And actually, they were already countering another offer when my clients finally said, yes, we want to buy it. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, so I did have a little bit of work there, you know, because they were negotiating with somebody else. So we just kind of slid right in and paid full price. So that was nice.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. Let's give her a round of applause. Josh has a question.
Did your quote come from the listing agent?
Yes, it came from the listing agent.
The total fee and gave you whatever.
Yeah, he let me know that the percentage was 4%, 2 for each side. So I said, beautiful. Yeah, and I did represent myself one time in my other office with Keller Williams, and I said, oh, I'd like to use this, it was my own property, so I'd like to use this property as a property that I don't need to pay the fees on. And so when I called my broker, he said, well, do you have a license in Illinois? I went, no. Because I kind of forgot about that part, because you can't really represent in another state, but you can do a referral. So what I did was I said, what do I do? And he said, you just need to call him and tell him if you can negotiate the price. So I lowered the price with the amount of the commission, which actually they pay less taxes, which is great. So
Yeah, and then once you had an arrangement worked out with the listing agent, did you act as an agent? Or did you let them run with the buyer?
No,
it was
the attorney do everything
Okay,
because they both paid attorneys,
Yeah.
you know, which I was like,
that's
okay,
great too.
yeah. So, you know, they always included me in everything, you know, all of the, but I was like, you know,
Hands off.
yeah, hands off. It's the attorney that's gonna do everything. So, yeah.
amazing. Well, congratulations for capping. Amazing. I truly believe in referrals, you know. So when you do a lot of book of business, you know, people eventually either come to the state of California or leave the state of California. Most of it is job transfers. Most of it is retirement. This is an opportunity to make money without really involved in the actual transaction. All you're doing is just doing the referral agreement, having their office sign off on it, getting it back. Now, the key element, and this is something I was talking at yesterday's Long Beach team meeting, is you want to be diligent and you want to be on the forefront of those conversations and check in with them on a regular basis, because referrals, as much as we love them because we're hands off, out of sight, out of mind, you know. So it's our job to just check in with the agent, check in with the clients. Hey, how's the process? How's things going? You know, so that way you know that you're going to be collecting a commission once the deal closes, you know, and the commission comes to the office. But congratulations. Again, that's just another avenue of how you can earn commissions, is referring clients to other agents. And the beautiful thing under KW on in our command platform, you can do some research and find another agent in any part of the US. If it's Texas, if it's Florida, if it's New York, if it's Alabama, if it's Montana, Colorado. The beautiful thing is it allows you to see, and it also looks at production as well. So it's important for you as well as real estate professionals to make sure that your bio is 100%, you know, all of the information, because all of that stuff is tracked. So when people are looking for an agent of choice to refer their clients, they're going to see your bio, they're going to give you a call, and then that's where the exchange happens. Does that make sense? Cool. Awesome. All right, let's continue. Let's welcome Andre with the Termite Guy, and also for providing us with lunch today. What's up, my man? How are you? Good. Happy New Year to you.
Well, yeah, how's it going? I'm drunk. Well, I'm Andre, the termite guy. Like you guys know me who I am, but I do termite inspections for you guys. So if you guys need a termite inspector, my business card's there. We offer 24-hour turnaround in our inspections. We do give you a 5-year warranty on our fumigations. We offer in-house. We have in-house contractors, so we do our own contracting work. What else we do? Yeah, we prime and paint all our wood. So anything that we do, we just put up and pretty much prime and paint it. So you don't have to do it yourself. If you have any questions,
And the inspection is?
free. And actually, I'm trying to get Ventura because we just acquired our Ventura office. So I'm trying to get Ventura to give free inspections out there now. So if you have anything up in the Ventura or in the Valley, They're gonna probably be in the same re-inspections up there as well. So we're just gonna try to get everything in the same. So everything's free.
I want to know how to get one of those hats he has.
I'll get you.
That's a pretty, that looks like a golfer's hat, right, Josh?
Yeah, make sure.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you again for providing us with the sandwiches. And again, please utilize all of our inside resources, our affiliates, our vendors. They're here to support your business. And as Andre was saying, there is no cost for an inspection to be done. Obviously they would like to earn your business and ultimately do the work on behalf of the client, right? But they streamline. What's the turnaround on your inspection reports?
24 hours.
Within 24 hours.
If you do on a Friday, we don't work. I don't have admins working on weekends, so I usually get a report back first thing Monday morning.
Beautiful.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
Okay, let's continue. You dropped this, so. I know I need some chapstick, but I
I'll
don't
leave it
think
out for you
I don't
guys.
think I need that many yet. All right, friendly reminder, family reunion is around the corner. How many weeks, Fred? Yeah, less than 3 weeks. Yeah. So if you're still interested in joining us, please make sure to register. If you have any questions, you can reach out to leadership, or you can actually click on the QR code and give you some information of Family Reunion 2026. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, on the other part of the U.S. So it's going to be great. There's going to be some great guest speakers, and just the ability to connect and network with other KW associates across the world, because people from everywhere come to this big event. This is one of the biggest events for KW. I would encourage you. I want to be the office that has the most agents going, and we already have a pretty decent amount of agents participating Family Reunion. So if you're interested in going, there's still tickets available. Please let us know, and we can definitely support you in getting you to Family Reunion. All right, let's continue. Next slide. Just the main stage action and more, Gary's vision speech, social media, inspirational morning, and stage live screening. So what's so interesting, two of our amazing agents from the Hoffman Murphy team are going to be also speaking at Family Reunion. So not just amazing sessions that we have, but we have two amazing agents from our office that are going to be out there at Family Reunion speaking as well. So love to have you register for the online one. If you want to do it here, you can't make it to Atlanta, you can always stream it through your computer. And we're probably looking at maybe possibly having it here in the training room. But remember, I think it's 3-hour difference. So it's going to be super, super early too as well. So just FYI, if you're interested, it's $149. Okay, let's continue. Next slide. All right, next we have Deanna Ayala. It's so good to see you. It's been a while. How you been? Thanks for being here.
Oh, just with the camera. You hold it.
How you been?
Thank you guys for having me. My name is Diana Ayala. I'm the owner of Ayala Interior Designs. We specialize in staging homes, so we want to be a partner for you guys. How many of you guys have experienced a home that just like a listing that just sits on the market? I mean, the price is right, the location is right, but the buyers aren't connecting with the home. So in today's market, buyers aren't just looking for square footage. They're looking to really envision a lifestyle in this home. And so that's where we come in. We specialize in, let me hit the other slide.
Next slide.
We specialize in high impact transformation. So we focus on the money rooms. We call those our living spaces and our primary suites. Those are the places that have high, what do we call it? Emotion, right? A lot of buyers come in and they envision themselves like living here and what would this space look like. But they're also the spaces that have high value. So we go in, we transform these spaces to be able to give your clients a higher return on investment. We pride ourselves on being your most reliable partner. We know that when you come in to refer us as a staging partner, you're putting your reputation on the line. And so we have a dedicated team with vetted team members that are going to take care of your listing with the utmost care and respect. We do have some prime dates available the week of the 26th and leading into February. I am looking to connect with a lot of you today, but I know specifically one of you turn a for sale into a sold listing. We would like to extend a $200 exclusive discount on anyone who books a staging project with us by February 28th. If you do not have a listing right now, we want to help you by providing a tool that you can hand over to hopefully your next client. And that is a seller's prep guide. So if you can pull out your phones and scan the QR code, it's to follow us on Instagram. So if you follow us right now and you DM us the word ready, we'll send you a seller's prep guide that you can hand over to your clients. And this is a clean one sheet checklist to help your clients prep their home before they bring me in. And I am looking to connect with 10 of you. I'm really looking to grow each other's businesses. We know that social media is a powerful tool. And so we want to be that trusted stager for your business, but we also want to be, build those relationships because we know that real estate still is a very people to people business. And I don't know about you, but I've made some amazing friendships with working with some of you, but also with just clients in the past. So I'm looking to bring that and be of service to you guys. So thank you. I have some business cards if anyone wants to connect, but all our information should be on Instagram.
Awesome.
Do have
Thank
like
you.
a 3 months, 4 month
So we do-
period, or how
We
do
do a 45-day rental, and then our extension periods are 30 days after that, and it's 10% of whatever the staging fee is. Yeah, but if you have a specific project, we can definitely talk after, and then I can give you like a more formal quote. But there is a $200 discount for those that book with us before the 28th.
you?
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Duncan. Again, she's part of the office. She's not just a stager, but she's also a realtor as well. So the benefits of having someone internal definitely will help, and her job is just kind of see the vision to help you sell the property, right? Especially if your listing is stale. It may be that, the home needs just kind of an uplift, right? This is where her vision comes into play. And I've seen her work and it's beautiful. And this is why she's able to get the listings sold for your clients. So take advantage again of the services and have a consultation. Make sure to, click on the QR code for that. All right. Thanks again, Diana. Appreciate it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and continue. Now for my guest speaker, Mr. Josh Cohen. Mr. Josh, please come up here. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes, come on. We can do this later louder.
Hey,
The Zoom link is not working. Yeah, you may have to check with Natalie. I think there was kind of a situation, but I think, let me see 1 second. Yeah, we have only 10, not surprisingly. So you may want to check with Natalie. So how you doing?
good.
Awesome. Does everyone know Josh by any chance?
Hi, everybody.
Yes. So here, Josh,
Okay,
take this.
thank you.
Put it on your
Lapel.
sweater there. Yes. All right, just to kind of give you a little backstory of Mr. Cohen here. So Josh is a longtime South Bay commercial multifamily professional. He is aligned with the Cohen Group, which is his DBA and corporation. He's the principal of that. His experience, he specializes in apartment building. He's been doing this since 2001. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Okay. He's closed 4 to 450 transaction, over 1 billion with a B in sales volumes. He's a local South Bay resident as well. He has a broad, aggressive marketing and direct knowledge, and great when it comes to negotiations. He graduated from with a bachelor's degree with UC Santa Barbara. He has a master's degree in a nonprofit management with the University of Michigan. Okay, so welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, love it.
Thanks.
So let's start with, tell us a little bit of yourself and how you chose to get into real estate and more so commercial.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me today. I've enjoyed working here at Keller Williams, and if I've not met you, I look forward to the opportunity of doing so in the near future. I've been in the multifamily space for 25 years, born and raised in Southern California, Santa Barbara undergraduate, like Simon said, Michigan graduate school. I stayed in Michigan for a number of years and worked for a nonprofit at that time. On my board were a lot of real estate families who I became friendly with. And I thought to myself at that moment that perhaps in the future I might want to get into real estate. I thought commercial. I met my then girlfriend, who became my wife, who was working at Daimler Chrysler in Detroit, got an offer at Toyota. We moved out to South Torrance. And at that time, I'd considered going and staying in the nonprofit world. But instead, I pivoted to commercial real estate and worked at a commercial firm. I didn't know if I wanted to go into leasing or investment sales or industrial or office or apartments, land. I opted for multifamily and have been doing it ever since. And I've stuck in my lane. I've never sold a home. I've never sold an office building. I don't do land. I just do multifamily sales. And that's how I got into it.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. So multifamily. Why multifamily?
You know, when I was contemplating this move, I went and met with a few commercial real estate agents, and they said, "Hey, you know, Josh, there are retail centers on every corner, but within the retail corner, if this was a map, and you have Torrance Crossroads over here with Trader Joe's and whatnot, and then you have let's call it the Bullpen right here, okay? And then you have some scattered retail here and there. So there's a certain amount of retail, but within that period of time, or within those two sort of bookends, you have streets, whether that's Anza or Yukon or Hillcrest or PCH or whatnot, with apartment buildings. Then they thought, you know, that seemingly is the quickest way to make money in the commercial market. And that's what I did without really knowing anything. And I interviewed with all these different commercial firms and ended up connecting with someone in the commercial world. And maybe this is the same in the residential world, but it's really important to hook up with a mentor who can train you, because you're fumbling a bit and you don't really know what you're doing. And you know, the real estate exam doesn't really do much in terms of practice and success, but working with people who are actually closing deals is helpful. And so I opted for that, and I worked with some guys that were great, and fell into the multifamily world, not leasing, just sales.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Good. Daily habits and discipline. So take us on what your daily looks like, you know?
My daily's a lot different at year 25 than in years 1 through 10, right?
Yeah.
It's radically different. So I think it's more important to focus on years 0 through 10, perhaps, than what I'm doing today. Today, my business is 20 plus year relationships. You know, in the world of commercial real estate, you have people who are doing 20 to 40 deals a year, not just selling their single family home once every 5, 10, 15 years. So these are people who are active investors. So, you know, as I was starting out, I was cold calling. I was mastering scripts. I was making sure that I had a database that I worked. I was driving streets, making sure I knew the properties. today's world, because I'm not in this cold calling world as much anymore. But you have maybe you have it in maybe use it here. But there's dialing machines, and you upload a database, and you're uploading, phone number checking and whatnot. And you can be very systematic and be very productive as it relates to calling apartment building owners. And that's what I was doing. I was calling apartment building owners with a pitch that said something along the lines of, hey, did you hear that they're building a new X? Do you think that will impact the value of your rents? Or have you noticed interest rates have gone down? Or have you been, in today's world, up to speed on rent control legislation? Just trying to close deals, or trying to close a meeting, excuse me, and spending some time with them. Because ultimately, once you're on the commercial side, once you're in front of someone, there's a connection there. And I think that's one of my secret weapons is, building connections and relationships with people.
And I think that's vital and important. It's all about relationships.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're in the commercial realm, that includes also the residential. It's very important, and being that you've been in the industry for 20 plus years, I think that's kind of the bloodline of our success is the connections that we make throughout the years.
Yeah.
Because,
or staging,
yeah,
or termite, or whatever, or Pacific Coastline Escrow. Ultimately, it's the relationships that you make.
100%.
Yeah.
They sometimes want to buy, they sometimes want to sell, they sometimes want to invest too as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or just, yeah, exactly.
Or just take them out for coffee.
Or golf. Yeah.
Or golf.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. So what have you seen in the South Bay? Because that's mostly where your niche is, in the South Bay when it comes to multifamily and the way the market is right now. And maybe you can touch a little bit of what you saw during COVID and what you're seeing now.
Sure. I live, like I said, in South Torrance. I thought wouldn't it be great to be selling, apartment buildings in Torrance and Redondo. That was a slow road to nowhere because there's not a lot of transaction volume. So I expanded north and east to Wilmington, San Pedro, Harbor City, Hawthorne, Gardena, Hyde Park, Leimert Park, Baldwin Village, so on and so forth. Um, and the South Bay is a great market to own and operate apartment buildings, but it's a longer discussion about what challenges the apartment business has suffered in this state. Landlords are vilified, as you know. There's Costa-Hawkins attacks every few years.
Yeah.
Hopefully those are done now. But there's rent control and eviction moratoriums and you name it. So South Bay is just sort of in the mix in the state of California as it relates. And I know there's been certain speakers, whether it's eviction attorneys or whomever, who've come here who've been great. But from an operational standpoint and an ownership standpoint, South Bay is a great place to live and a great place to own an apartment building.
Yeah, 100%. How do you survive commercial and multifamily? Because we get so many people that want to tap into commercial, but it's not just about relationships. It's you got to understand the elements of a lot of moving parts. It's rent rolls, applications, financial profit and loss. So tell us a little bit of how you analyze and build that trust with the clients when they say yes to you to, sell their property or invest.
Again, it's probably a good question if you're new. If you're new, right? For me, I walk in, I've sold zillions of apartment buildings, and they know that I know what I'm talking about, right? That's awesome. A great place to be.
Right.
What you want to be if you're starting out is you want to walk in with someone like me, right? And be like, hey, and just sit there and listen, right? Because you can't add much value to the discussion unless you want to talk about something that's personable, Hey, we both have kids that go to whatever, such and such school, UConn, whatever. That's great. But then you want to learn from someone who knows what they're doing. I assume the same is in residential, But was that the answer to your question?
Pretty much. I mean,
Okay.
it's, I mean, to that certain extent, obviously you don't want to go without the proper understanding, right? And think that you're going to lock in the listing, right? Because what happens is most agents try to do that and they fall short, they don't get the listing. That's why it's important, especially in this type of niche, bring someone that knows the industry, can help you navigate it to get to the finish line and get the listing.
Right now, if it's a 4 unit, something small, there are some people that dabble in both fields, residential and multifamily. And there are some people I know in this office who've done that, which is great. But if it's 20 plus units, then you want to come in with, a bigger gun, if you will.
I like it.
Because it's very likely they've reached out to a number of agents and you're there to compete, right? And if you're going up against someone who's sold a zillion deals in that market area, for example, it's unlikely that you're going to get that listing. So,
What has been one of the toughest transactions you've been involved in your career?
I guess I would say there's always difficult sellers, And so it's not necessarily the property, it's not necessarily the buyer or seller. There's just been difficult people. It's a people business.
Right.
And so sometimes they have made it challenging for no reason. They're just confrontational. You
Yeah.
got to mitigate that as much as you can.
Yeah, because, and this is just my personal opinion, when it comes to commercial, especially anything above 4 units, right? It's not necessarily, and maybe I'm wrong, not necessarily the emotional aspect, it's more numbers.
For sure.
Numbers, the emotion usually comes from residential, right? First time home buyer, buying their first home or maybe their first investment. But when it comes to commercial and multifamily, just like retail, industrial, commercial land, I think it's more of the numbers.
Of course.
The numbers have to make sense, right?
Right.
And that's where your calmness comes into play, but it's data driven by what the numbers show, right?
Yes.
And I think when you come from that element of understanding, people feel more at ease to say, okay, it makes sense. This is something that I'm truly able to move forward with.
Right.
So,
Right.
perfect. Cool.
Just along those lines, like I sold a deal, 15 years ago in LA, and the person that wanted to sell it was just worried about maybe the age of the property. And so during the inspections, the buyer's walking in. This person who's buying the building owns 2,500 units. It's worth like, $500 million, okay? He's walking the building, and we're seeing a little bit of like foundation movement. So the building is sort of like shifting a little bit, okay? So I'm thinking, oh my God, he's gonna come in for a haircut, or this deal's gonna die. And he's walking the building and he says, it's not that big of a deal. And I go, oh, that's awesome. What do you mean? He goes, look I've dealt with this before. Spend $50,000, you raise the building, redo the foundation. If it moves anymore, that's what I'll do. I'm like, okay, perfect. So the problems are dealt with differently because it's not like there's not a bathtub that's big enough for me. There's no emotional connection to the residents. It is an investment decision.
Right.
For different reasons, usually return, depreciation, location, consolidation, so on and so forth.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's dive into 2025. You had a phenomenal year, and you had a very good December. Can you share a little bit about that and how that stemmed? It didn't happen overnight, but I wanted you to share the story in your own words of that one particular deal.
Okay. This December, I was fortunate to close a nice sized deal. It was close to $20 million. This was one of my biggest deals. A couple things stand out in that deal. Number one, I met this client in 2002, 2003. So I went to lunch with this person 2 or 3 times a year for 20 years.
Wow.
Okay. So there was a lot of time invested in trying to get this listing. Now, we had one other transaction within that 20 years, but still, that's a lot of time. So sometimes you're planting seeds and they bear fruit 20 years later. It's like, planting an avocado and not getting your first or second avocado for a long time. Okay. The other thing that's interesting about this deal, and maybe you see this in the residential world, you tell me, is that this was in a sweet spot for apartment building investors. It was within that price range of families, i.e., sort of private, like family offices, as well as small REITs. So there were some big multi-billion-dollar players at the table. So it was very interesting. And because of that, I generated 25 offers. Okay.
Wow.
So of those 25 offers, I represented 22 of them. So that is an interesting discussion unto itself. How to manage 22 offers that you represent and orchestrate a fair and profitable process that's both fair to the buyers and fair to the sellers. And it was cool. It was something I've done a lot of these sort of best and final processes. And the buyer closed on time, did not retrade because there was so much competition. And he's seemingly happy with the property. The seller's super happy, getting a letter of recommendation from them, getting a letter of recommendation from the buyers, which is what I try to do on every transaction.
Love it.
And it was awesome. It was good.
How many units was this property?
76.
76. And what area?
Paramount.
In the city of Paramount, of all places, Paramount.
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long did the owner own the property?
I think the owner probably owned it maybe 10 years before I had met the owner. So
Okay.
let's call it 20, whatever,
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good deal. What's
Yeah.
one thing that you can share with the entire group of what they should be doing for 2026?
Well, if it's working for you, keep doing it. If it's not working for you, make a switch. I think it's critical. You got to believe in yourself and you have to be a good time manager. Competitiveness was always very important to me. And keep your eyes and ears out for any multifamily deals. There's checks to be made, and if you do get one, let's partner up. We can split the deal 50-50 and we'll put some more money in both of our pockets. Okay.
Love it. Josh, everyone.
Hey.
Thank
Well,
you.
are there any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Questions?
Catherine. We used to use a gross multiplier. What's a good gross multiplier? I would say Santa Monica.
Santa Monica is a really tough one because the rent control is so onerous. So, and it's all a function of where your rents are. So it's tough to even say, right? If you have really low rents, your GRM is going to be much higher. But if your cost per unit and cost per square foot are more attractive, people can deal with that. Ish.
So,
It's great.
start.
Right. So then I would probably put in market rents and use a cap rate of 6 cap. Santa Monica, people won't even buy in Santa Monica because it's so onerous, and there's some other areas like that too. So, yes.
Do players buy and rent control, or they prefer not to deal with rent control?
Did you guys hear that question? The question was, will my clients buy in rent control or non-rent control? I have clients to do both. Once people see rent control, many people won't even touch it. And then it's sort of like the Warren Buffett thing. People get scared and other people want to jump into that market because of that. So they're thinking that they have less competition because they know how to navigate the rent control waters, which are not so easy to do. But everyone's looking for a deal now, right? But both, rent control is harder now. There's new legislation, in LA County, there's also rent control. There's this cooling. Do you know about this new cooling legislation that, that the temperature of a unit can't exceed, I think it's like 82 degrees or something. 80 C units. What if you you put in a wall unit and your sub panel keeps getting tripped? Now you got to put in a new electrical system because of these AC units. And then there's these refrigerator laws. And it's not one thing, it's another, Any other questions? Bless you. Oh, go. I don't know. It's a great question. I know it applies to apartments. I hope it doesn't apply. I mean, most houses maybe have HVAC systems. I don't know. Or if like you're living in a house, there's a wall unit or something. Apartments, typically there's not air conditioning. So I know it's a real shock to the system, you know?
So for new agents, residential, commercial, whatever it may be, does cold calling still work?
Definitely. Yep. 100%. Every new agent at every commercial firm cold calls. What else are you going to do for an apartment building investor? You're not going to reach them. You can send postcards or mailing, but you know, if you, let's say you own 100 buildings and it's in Lameda, Torrance, and Harbor City or whatever. Do you know how many calls you get a day? You get like 30, okay? And you get maybe 30 postcards a day. So you have to distinguish yourself some way or another. And that's the challenge, you know? Anything else?
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Thank
Josh.
you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Was that good information? Yeah. Was that inspirational? Yeah. I want to get to the level of, gosh, being able to close a $20 million deal, especially on the month of December. That's a great Christmas present, right? Awesome. Well, thank you again, Josh, for sharing valuable information and just great spearheading through the year. You know, we're still in the very beginning of 2026. The vision, the goal is there, right? You got 12 consecutive months to make things happen, right? And I truly believe in what Josh is saying, you know, stick to the basics, right? Everything is still relevant, you know, picking up the phone, calling people, you know, door knocking, open houses, passing out your flyer. Social media now is also, you know, part of the trend, right? And just build those relationships, and those connections will get you opportunity. It may not happen right now. It may not happen this week. It may not even happen this month. But as long as you're out there connecting with new people and having dialogue about real estate, you're going to see results. Okay. And then when something big like this happens, make sure you connect with someone that knows and understands the industry and can really help you obtain that listing, or even a buyer that's looking into investing in commercial as well. All right. Good job. Thanks. Let's continue. Next slide, please. All right. Next, we have Chris Rivera with Arbor Financials. What's up, Chris?
Oh, whole lot.
Love it.
Well, happy Wednesday to you guys. Nelly, next slide. I got this sent to me last week. So I wanted to let you guys know it's back. So the Dream for All program is back, but it's really got a short window this time. Last time they gave us a couple month ramp up before they were going to open it up to registration. They let that be open for about a month and a half, 2 months. This time everything is gonna be really condensed. So I wanted to come out to you guys today for a couple of reasons. One, to kind of give you some training on the program, but also I wanted to let you know that we're gonna have a first-time homebuyer seminar to pitch this program at the end of February. I think it's February 28th, it's a Saturday. It's gonna be at 10:30. It's gonna be here in the training center. And we've got a flyer, but we'll show that to you a little bit later. But I wanted to go over the program because as you guys start pitching this out to your sphere of influence or your door knocking and you have the flyer that you're actually passing out, you're going to get a lot of questions, right? So I want you guys to be able to at least answer some of the questions. And if not, refer them to me. Nelly, next slide. So let me just go into kind of the program itself, just the highlights so you guys know what it's about. It's DFA is Dream for All. That's what they call it. It's done by Cal Hoffa, which is the California Housing Finance Authority. It's here in the state of California. They've put a lot of money aside for this. So we expect there's going to be a good chunk of people that will get vouchers. Somewhere around 1,500 people will actually be able to buy this. But it's a great program. They do have to be first-time home buyers. So everyone on the file must be a first-time home buyer. One of them has to be a first-generational buyer. That means that their parents didn't own property, or if their parents did own property, it's been 7 years removed since the parents sold the property. So the family doesn't own anything. But they're really targeting first generational borrowers, just like the last Dream for All program, right? And it has to be owner occupied, so it's not an investment. We will do it on manufactured homes, condos. Really, it's just one unit. As long as it meets the specs for the city, we're fine with the property. They will allow us to go higher in the debt to income ratio depending on their FICO score. That's more on me when I'm qualifying the borrower. But I wanted to let you know that the income restrictions are pretty high. They have $168,000 household income. That's going to get the job done because as you see how much money they get, these are going to be designed for sale prices around $700,000 to $800,000. That first-time home buyer step. So Natalie, next slide. They do have to go through a first-time home buyer seminar. It's an 8-hour course they can do online. Only one person of the file has to do it, but it is mandatory for them to get into the Cal Hoffa program. So basically what's going to happen is Cal Hoffa is going to give them either 20% or $150,000, whichever's less. And they can use that for their down payment and or closing cost, right? So you're going to take a borrower who barely has savings that might only have 3.5% is going to go into an FHA loan. You can put them into a conventional loan with 20% down. There's no more mortgage insurance, right? And a lower monthly payment because they have a lower principal balance. The great thing about it is once you hit that 20% down payment, there's no PMI. So that's going to further reduce their monthly payment, right? And if we do place a second on the property, they don't have to worry about that loan balance having a monthly payment to it. It's what we call a silent second. It just means that we're going to record something on title, which is the 20% of the sale price, potentially. And they will repay it at a later time, but that's whenever they sell the property, they refinance the property, or they just pay it off at the end of 30 years. Then at that point, then the balance is due. The beauty of it, it's not accruing any interest. They're going to pay back whatever they got from the state, plus then they're going to share in the equity position with the state whenever they sell the property. Now, right now, some people are going, oh, shared equity, I don't like it, I don't want it. That's what I said when I first heard about the program about 3 years ago. And then I actually did the numbers. And the numbers bear out that it's actually a pretty good deal because they get a nice cash flow. And when people are buying properties, they're going to be looking at their cash flow. That's the first thing they're looking at. So I'm going to show you an example of what that shared equity looks like. But I just wanted you to know that this program is designed for a first-time home buyer. One of them has to be a first generational. Okay. After that, they have to come to us. We have to get them pre-approved. We will then register it with Cal Hoffa. Cal Hoffa is going to have a big lottery system. It's probably going to happen sometime in April. And if they get picked, they then get to go home shopping and know that they're going to get, again, either up to 20% of the sale price or $150,000, whichever's less, to be used for their down payment and closing cost. Now, registration is going to open up on the 24th. It's only got a 3-week, 4-week window where we're going to be able to register them with Cal Hoffa. Once that window closes, within a couple weeks, they're going to go through that lottery system. And then if they get the voucher, they get the voucher, right? So it's one of those things where we really got to get people in quickly, get them registered. It's free of charge for them to register. If they're thinking about buying this year, get them into this program. They can get up to 20% potentially for their down payment or closing costs, right? That's why we're going to have a seminar here in the office on the 28th of February. So you guys pitch it to your sphere, get the people in here. I'll train them on the program. We'll get them pre-approved and hopefully they'll be able to get the vouchers accepted. Natalie, next slide. So as promised, I wanted to show you guys the shared equity position, right? Because people are going to have that objection for you, like, oh my God, I heard this program has a shared equity. And I went to dinner with my uncle and his girlfriend's son, who is an engineer and at Boeing. He's a really smart math guy. He said, don't get into that because it's a bad deal. Well, he's really good at math, but he's really bad at finance. So if you look at this, on this side, this is if you came to me today and said, Chris, I got 5% down. I want to buy a house at $750,000 and I'm going to put 5% down. What could you do for me? I can get you a rate of 5.99. And here's the monthly payment. Principal and interest, mortgage insurance, taxes, and insurance come to $54.32. That's not bad. But if you went into the shared equity program, the Dream for All, you get 20% for your down payment. You have a lower loan balance. It's not 712, it's 600,000 now because they gave you the 150. Your monthly payment is $36.94. Same tax rate, same homeowners insurance, but there's no mortgage insurance as well. You can see your payments now $46.50. That's a savings of $781 per month. That's going to allow your borrower to qualify potentially for more or just qualify for that house. Natalie, next slide. So let's look at the shared equity. So I'm going to go off of 4% appreciation per year, which is actually pretty a lofty goal. Sometimes we only see 2 or 3, sometimes we get more, but at 4%, I think that's reasonable. So we're going to cash flow this for 5 years. That means each year this house is going to appreciate 4%, right? You bought it at 750, second year to go to 780, and then 811, and so on and so forth, until the 5th year where you're at 912. Now the shared equity comes, you sold it at 912. So they're going to take the sale price, which is 912 actually, it's sale price less cost, but we're just going to say it's 912 less what you bought it for at 750. Your equity position is 162. That's what you gained over the last 5 years by owning that house, right? So the shared equity position says, look, you had 80%, the state had 20%, because that's what we gave you, 20%. So all we want you to do is give us the money that we originally gave you, and then 20% of the equity gain. Well, the equity gain was 162, so 20% of that's 32,000. That's the check you'll write to the state on top of the 150 grand they gave you. Next slide, Natalie. So let's look at both of them side by side. Remember this program where you got into the Dream for All, the program saved you $780. Well, you save that over the next 60 months, right? Because that's a 5-year spread. That means you saved $46,900 in cash flow for 5 years. Natalie, next slide. So when you look at both of them, you had to give up to the state $32,000. You gained $46,000 in cash flow, so you're actually ahead of the game by 14%. Natalie, next slide. So that's how you can tell that this is financially a better vehicle for you to go forward with, and you can sell it to your clients, or at least educate your clients, because once they see this, it's a no-brainer. You're getting monies that you wouldn't have. It helps you with your down payment or closing costs, which will lower your monthly payments, right? And you can see with the shared equity, it's not that bad of a deal because you're making it up in cash flow by 14,000, and that's on a 4% growth per year. Which no, it's a 30-year fixed.
30 years?
It's a 30-year fixed.
Keep the loan for 30 years?
Keep it for 30 years.
And they'll still take your 20% after 30 years?
At the end of 30 years, yeah.
They remember.
They will remember because they're going to record this on title. You can refinance whenever you'd like, right? But you have to look at it because once you refinance, you'll realize that second, that's a silent second, then gets put into the equation, right? Into your loan balance. So you'd have to look at it and see if it would make sense for you to do it at that point. But you could. So this is a great program to get out to your clients. You guys are sitting on a lot of potential buyers that want to buy, that can afford to buy. The problem is they don't have the cash to buy, right? This gives them the cash. We have a lot of programs like this, but this is actually a really good program. And I'll be honest, I was biased at first too when I heard it was shared equity until I ran the numbers. And then it just is a no-brainer.
That's huge. You're gaining $14,000. You're making actually $14,000. You didn't lose for $46,000. You made $14,000 just in saving on payments.
Exactly.
So if you give them 20% of their equity, you're still ahead to gain $14,000. So
exactly. And I've closed a few of these over the last 2 allotments. Last year, we closed one and the borrower made less than the threshold. So she got into the low down payment sector. That appreciation was only 15%. So you didn't even have to give back the 20%. The loan limit is $150,000 max.
we get Martha in there.
Potentially. Yes. Yeah. And then going back to the income limits of up to 168,000, which is pretty, it's a lot, right? So when we look at them for pre-approval, if we have a husband and a wife, we don't have to have them both on the file. We can take off the wife or the husband or whoever to make sure that we're under that threshold, as long as we're able to purchase what they're looking for. So I strongly urge you guys to get people here for our class at the end of February. The more people we get here, it's just going to look like a great event, but it's information for them to get out there. We don't have a lot of time. Our seminar is going to be at the end of February, so really we need to start marketing to your sphere probably the beginning of February to get the people in the seats. Natalie, next slide. State. Can you hear me? State. Yeah. Next slide, Natalie. So here's the flyer you guys will have. We've already made the flyer and it's editable. So we're able to put your information out there. So if you guys want this flyer for your door knocking, for your social media posts, for whatever you want, just hit me up or contact Stephanie and we'll make sure that we get you a flyer and then you can get it out to your sphere. Okay.
So how do I register, Martha? Just register or?
With the office,
With the office.
just talk to Stephanie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let her know. We'll have a list of people who have.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's a good question. She asked me, can you put more money on top of what they're giving you? The answer is yes. They usually limit it to 5%. It's case by case, but 5% they'll allow you to put in addition to this, right? So even someone who's buying at 850, they get capped at 150, so they don't quite have their 20%. They can pay additional to get to their 20%.
Oh, so
About top of that 20%. You can put top of that 20%.
They 5% on top of what the state, only 5, right? But it's case by case, because if it's a little bit more than 5, but it gets them to the 80% mark, no MI, they will allow it. That's what they told us. So it's not a clear cut, just 5%. They're going to make it to where if you get down, because you put that 5%, you got down to 81%, they'll let you put that extra funds down to get you to 80%, so that you have no mortgage insurance.
What's gonna happen if we did refinance?
Well, when you go to the refinance, you'll have your first trust deed, right? The amount. And then the second that was silent, that gets realized, you bring them together, you have to refinance the both in first and second into one loan, right? So then you'll have to look at the numbers and see if it makes sense, because you just added this huge loan balance to it, right? Because now you have to pay on it, right? Yeah. It is for permanent residents, yes. So green card holders, yes. Yeah. Not for foreigners, no. It's got to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, thanks for allowing me to share. Again, we're going to have this at the end of February.
You want to touch on this too?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. And in closing, so tomorrow is our caravan. So we've got about 8 or 9 people, I think, signed up so far. Yeah, so we've got a few more seats. So if you guys haven't RSVP'd, do it today, because they probably will get filled up. It's a great van. We rent a van and we tour you around, and we usually had about 5 or 6 broker opens. It's just a great scene when there's like 12 to 15 people filing out of the van. We always try to hit the KW open houses, or broker opens, I should say. And then if there's any others that you guys want to see, we'll try to hit those too. But it's going to happen on Thursday. It's always the second and fourth Thursday of the month. Meet here in the training room at 11:45. That way we can kind of map out what homes we want to get to. Okay?
And this is why it's important that, now with the team meeting pushing to Thursdays, you'll have a 30-minute window before, going out on broker tour. So it kind of works out to your advantage. February, we're going to switch the team meetings from Wednesdays to Thursdays. So awesome. Well, Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's give them a round of applause. All right. We got to do rapid fire. Listings. Yes, Brett.
Okay, so I have a lease in LA, 9,003, fully remodeled, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, now has the air in there. Off that's renting for $3,400 per month. We do take Section 8. Also have a listing in Los Angeles, again, 90003. It's a church, but it is, it has about 15,000 square feet. It's on the market for 1.95. It's a good place for development. We finally got the seller down to the price that they wanted originally. We went with their price, which was over 3 million. And then they fired us and hired somebody else, and it still didn't sell. So they came back to us, and they realistically priced it at the price that it needed to be priced at.
Yeah.
We just went on market on earlier this week. So if you know anybody, either a developer or a church that's looking for a 300-seat church with a fellowship hall and everything, it'd be a call. And I have buyers that need 4 units, 3 units, with at least 1 unit vacant. So if you have any of those, I have those buyers.
I see that you looked at
Yes,
Josh.
because he does them.
Awesome. Anyone else coming soon? Listings? Yes, Rosie.
Yeah, I have 4 of my leases, 2 other releases, but I have 2 more. One is on Westchester, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, complete remodel. All the new appliances are included. And that's 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, has like a little 80 unit, 2-car garage, and $7,600 a month. And then I have one, it's an 80 unit in Torrance, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, built in 2025 December, and he's asking for 3,600. So that's what I have now. So just let me know if you have anybody. Thank you.
Wonderful. The second one?
It's an ADU in Torrance, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Yes.
I have 2 leases coming up in Palos Verdes. One's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,600 square feet. That's going to be going for about 6,000. It's in the rehab stages right now. Then I have another one, same square footage, 5-bedroom with a view in Los Verdes, coming up for about 7,500. But it's completely, that one is going to get completely rehabbed, all brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, everything. So those will be, the second one will be brand new. Should be coming up February, March.
Wonderful. Anyone else? All right. Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Hi. I have a tenant looking for at least 2, hopefully 3-bedroom in Torrance School Unify.
Okay.
And the rent is up to 4,500. If you have anything that's coming soon, please reach out.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else? All right. Let's.
I have one more. 228 North Gaffey. It's a little drive-through restaurant that's been vacant for about 5 years, right alongside Wiener Schnitzel on Gaffey Street. It's back on the market, 675.9. Just fell out of escrow, and they're selling. I just put a big fence around it, so you can't see the building, but it's 1,000 square foot building on a 3,063 square foot lot, Main Street, Gaffey, for 675. So anybody's looking for a restaurant or rehab on Gaffey Street to make offices, I have it available.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thanks, Jim. All right, let's continue. Let's go over the local stats. Rapid fire. Next slide. El Segundo, we had 6 new listings, 35 active, 10 pending, 13 closed. Your days on average market was 59 days. Price per square foot was 602. Your average sales price was 1.254, and your median price point was 715. Interesting. All right, next slide. I believe it's Manhattan Beach, 14 new listings, 51 active, 8 pending, 23 closed. Days on average, 48. Price per square foot was 1,423. Your average sales price is 3.7. Your median was 3,005,000. Next slide. Hermosa Beach. We had 5 new listings, 30 active, 1 pending, 11 closed. Days on market, 31. Price per square foot was 1,215. Your average sales price is 2.6, and your medium sales price was 2,080,000. Next slide. Redondo Beach, 45 new listings, 116 active, 26 pending, 49 closed sales. Your average days on market was 59. Price per square foot was $885. Your average sales price was $1,587, and your median was $1.5 million. Next slide. City of Torrance, 44, 119, 33 pending, 68 closed. Days on average is 35. Average sales price was $1,034,000, and your medium sales price was $932. Lawndale, 12, 36, 10, 16 closings, 79 days on average. Price per square foot was $427. Your average sales price is $819, and your medium sales price home was about $915. Next slide. Hawthorne, 36, 129, 30, 38, 58. Price per square foot was $352. Your average $630, and your medium was $730 in the city of Hawthorne. Next slide. Gardena, 44, 169, 38, 45, 59, 416 per square foot. Average is 883, and your median was 730. City of Gardena. Next slide. Lomita, new listings 8, active 37, pending 11, closed sales 11, days on average 63. Price per square foot was $366. Your average sales price is $616, and your medium sales price was $730. Next slide. City of Carson, 29, 93 active listings, 29 pending, 33 closed. Days on average was 36. Your price per square foot was $462. Your average $743, and your medium sales price is $756 in the city of Carson. Next slide. Harbor City, 21, 71, 20, 17, 72, 301, average 440, and medium 450. Next slide. Palos Verdes, 7 new listings, 42 active, 12 pending, 11 closed, 57 days on average, $817 price per square foot. 2.3 is your average, and $2,000,003 is your medium sales price. Next slide. Rancho Palos Verdes, 28, 157, 37, 44. Price per square foot was $469. Your average sales price is $1.249, and your medium is $1.272. Next slide. Rolling Hills, your average is $1.217, and your medium sales price is $969. Next slide. San Pedro, your average sales price is $686, and your medium sales price is $690 in the city of San Pedro. Upcoming events. Just a quick reminder, every Friday at 10:30, we have our contract class. We're going to be talking about rent caps and just cost addendum, the ins and outs, and when properly representing a tenant and more so a house provider, some of the documentation that you need assigned, so that way you're up to par of all this. So I know, Rosie, you're pretty familiar with the rent caps and all that fun stuff. So
Same.
yeah, it'll be here in class, and also it is recorded on our social media and YouTube, and but we'd love to have you in person. Next slide. We had headshots, $85. If anyone wants to update their headshot, it'll be January 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. here in the office. Next slide. And then we have Phil Adawan talking about the 1031 exchange. This kind of coincides to Josh's multifamily. If anyone is thinking about, doing a 1031 exchange, I would encourage you to come in and hear from one of the best and the best in our industry, Phil Adawan. Next slide. And friendly reminder, we have Chris, who's going to be having a class on win more clients, your guides to stand out in open houses. Great guy, consistent when it comes to open houses. It'll give you some good ways and avenues in how you can promote yourself to generate opportunities through open house. It'll be Tuesday, February 17th from 2 to 4 here in the training room. Next slide. I think that'll be it. All right, then that concludes our team meeting. Thanks, everyone.